Hey guys, Stealthmean here. Let's have a chat about that Vault-Tec meeting that happened in episode 8 and pin it to a year using as much evidence as possible, just like my timeline video and my Great War video. Now before we get started, I spent quite some time working on this video, so dropping a like or subscribing would be greatly appreciated. Now let's get into it. So for those that follow me, I made a claim over on Twitter. I believe I know the exact year that this meeting happened, and that is 2076. Now, I've done some intense digging into the companies that are present within the meeting to pin everything I can on this date in the best way I possibly can. Starting off with the most interesting part of this meeting and allowing me to segue into the very first company that I did even further digging for just for this video. Each and every single member of the Vault-Tec meeting has 1 to 3 things in common. Between each other, they have A. worked with the Enclave unknowingly, B. had a defense contract, or C. worked on a secret project for the government. Now thankfully, something that really helps pin the date is by taking REPCONN. Now from any point before 2076, REPCONN is not a national defense contractor. In fact, the Enclave failed to purchase the company by moves made by the CFO, Julia Masters, present at the meeting in episode 8, as well as the vice president of the company, who was forced to step down after Julia had organised to sell the company not long after to Robco. Now, in this situation that transpired, Carl Rook would end up moving from Robco's security division with a contact within Poseidon Energy. They received a plasma weapon prototype that they ended up researching for the US military, officially becoming a company with a defense contract, now joining the ranks of defense contractors of those within the room. Hey guys, mid-editing Stealth here. I just needed to make this update because turns out, while doing the background footage for this video, I ended up stumbling upon a place called Slumber Mill, and there was a fantastic example of Vault-Tec actually buying out companies, well, Vault-Tec and the Enclave buying out companies in America to replace with robot stuff, especially in Watoga, which helps reinforce the whole Enclave are backing Robco in the Senate, and that whole fiasco that I've mentioned, namely this on screen. I'm writing today regarding some fantastic news. The Slumber Mill has been sold to an anonymous buyer. As of February 25th, 2075, all employee contracts are terminated and will be replaced by the new owner's robot staff. Now, Yes, I know that this doesn't necessarily prove it's Vault-Tec. However, if you go here yourself or you watch the part of the video that I'm playing in the background, there is actually a underground basement area that holds, you guessed it, Vault-Tec technology. Vault-Tec doors, Vault-Tec gratings, and even a robot builder from Fallout 4, which I thought was a little funny, but it does definitely prove that to have this robot worker staff, there must have been a agreement with Robco and Vault-Tec to allow RoboBrains to be being made here, and that's also ignoring that this location had Mr. Handy's. Obviously, as we know, Mr. Handy's are a General Atomics company product, which I believe is also owned by the Enclave, and that is why General Atomics and Poseidon Energy were not present at the meeting in episode 8. Anyway, back to the remainder of the video. While going over the footage again and again, and all forms of information I've been able to pull on topics relating not only to this meeting, but the companies itself, it seems the Enclave had planned on trying to take control over the individuals within the room by being able to hold what was discussed over their heads. Now we can easily come back to that line of thinking later, because another important thing happens in the year 2076, that being Westech, making a breakthrough with the Pan Immunity Viron project, and the US Defense Department moving a military team on site to watch over the project and officially renaming it to the FEV project. Mariposa military base would see construction finished close to the end of this year, and on January 7th, 2077, all Californian FEV research is moved to Mariposa. Leon von Felden, the representative of Westech in this meeting, is neither a president or a chairperson on the board of a company, but instead the lead scientist on the Pan-Immunity Virion project. Now, his suggestion to make a vault to develop a super mutant soldier is likely what led to the development and construction of Mariposa, with the FEV research being moved there, as well as Leon von Felden having the highest security clearance on site as of 2077, as we learn in Fallout 2. Thankfully, during writing and research for this video, Fallout on Prime released a brand new info clip of what it was like to become a regional manager for Vault-Tec, and a Vault-Tec corporate convention in the year 2077. In this clip, we're told the regional manager is going to meet their extended family, this being Uncle Sam, Uncle Defense Contractor, and Uncle Payload. I believe this is a reference to Vault-Tec's nuclear missile silos in Fallout 76, but I guess you could say citation is needed on that one. Now, we also see that they're going to meet their corporate cousins, of which Robco is one, a defense contractor, an assistant to Vault-Tec programs. Westech, another defense contractor. Poseidon Energy, a defense contractor, assistant, and an Enclave-owned business, who has PetroChico as a subsidiary to themselves. Nuka-Cola is another company that appears in this video, a defense contractor, as we see from Nuka World DLC, having taken up military contracts as of March 2076. Pulaski Preservation Systems, a company that made deals with Slocum Joe's in the Boston area. Now, speaking of Slocum Joe's, they appear too. A company that was operating as a cover for what we can assume is an Enclave facility with the switchboard. And Big Empty, another military contractor and probably the most interesting of the batch, Super Duper Mart. Yeah, that's right. The only real connection I can make here is that they work with Robco and Watoga to create their automated storefront and help build that automated city. But I guess they also did something with Nuka World, but it wasn't really expanded on because there was a Super Duper Mart model in the World of Refreshment in Nuka World. So there's that. As well, in this video, Bud Askins talks about corporate consolidation and finishes off the video with the following line. This seems to be misunderstood within the community, or at least I think sections of it are reinforcing another point for the Vault-Tec bomb argument, which in my opinion is far from the truth. I mean, just check out my last video for evidence I used to back that up. There's actually an insinuation that a lot more of the corporations that we've seen during our time within the Fallout universe have far stronger ties to Vault-Tec and the Enclave than we ever actually thought they did. Now, these may have in the past had Vault-Tec look into creating subsidiaries out of entire corporations in America. And of course, this covers a period of 2077's Vault-Tec annual convention, showing that Bud had been limited to a more recent role in the Fallout lore and had not been pushed to further dates such as 2060 or 2070, also reinforcing that this meeting that we see took place in 2076. Now, this was a long time to work on this video due to work, but also because pretty much at the beginning of this, it birthed the conception of an entire new video where I was actually going to use all this new information gathered to hunt down and point out Enclave assets that existed both pre and post-war, as well as Enclave POIs, or people of interests. And at the same time, I also started my own Project Navarro, recreating the famous Camp Navarro from Fallout 2 in Fallout 76 at the exact same time. So let me know if I got anything wrong or you notice anything about the meeting that I missed. And there are more videos to come, so please stand by.